Welcome to the Crypto Knowledge Alliance. It's me, Jimbo. In today's video, we're going to be having a look at the Bitcoin price action and see if we can determine where it might be headed next. We're going to have a little look into the DGTX SmartDec debacle and see if we can work out what's been going on there today. We're going to have a look at the market in general. I'm going to introduce you to Cosmos Atom for those who haven't already looked at that project. And there's a couple of news stories that I think we should have a look at today also. If you're a subscriber already here, I apologise for the duration between now this video and the last one. As the people in the Telegram group know, I've got a pretty heavy project that I'm dealing with at the moment that I'm working through, so unfortunately that's taken most of the time away from the video creation. I joke, but it really can take me hours to make these 20-minute videos because I am never quite happy with my work. That being said, I hope you enjoy this video. If you want to continue the cryptocurrency conversation outside of these YouTube videos, the Telegram link's in the description. We're growing at an unbelievable rate. I'm really happy. Welcome to all our new members. Thanks for getting involved. We've passed 100 in the Telegram group now. Super happy. And we have new people joining the premium every week as well. So excellent stuff. Really, really happy with how everything's going. I have to state, as normal, guys, I am not a financial advisor, nor am I giving financial advice. All the content I produce is strictly for an educational purposes, and I recommend that you always do your own research before entering any investment, especially anything that can be as volatile as cryptocurrencies. So let's jump on and have a look at Bitcoin. Here we are today on the one-day chart. I'm using the XBT USD for now. Price is varying across the exchanges slightly today, but for the sake of this video, we use XBT. So yeah, okay, so here's what I've been looking at, guys. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm just putting these lines in as I see them. As I say, I always call it as I see it. We could be seeing a ascending channel forming. Now, needs a little bit more yet for complete confirmation, in my opinion, but you can see we do have what looks like the beginning of an ascending channel forming on the one day. Now, those of you who are already aware of an ascending channel, you'll know this, but for those who are not, it can break either way. And as I always say on our channel and in my Telegram group, we wait for confirmations because this way we're trading safer. If trading is what you do, that's the way that I play it. You may have a more, you might have a better taste for risk than me. I prefer to wait for breakouts. So basically, this ascending channel can break either up or down. And actually, if it is an ascending channel, we can have a rough idea of a target for that breakout. And the way that we do that is get a rough measure of the bottom of the channel to the top of the channel, which actually is pretty much the same size as that one-day candle that we had there, where we had the 18 or so % increase on the day. Now, like I said, this can break up or down, so we can measure it here, and it's all about where the breakout point is. So say we failed to push up from here and we broke out straight away, then we could measure our target from the height of the bottom of the top to the channel and put the target in here. And we'd be looking at a target of somewhere back down in the 3.9 range. Or, again, the inverse of that is that if we break up, we see a nice move from here now. We come and test the top end and we break out. For example, say we broke out from the channel there. Then we'd be looking at a target up here near 7.5. Now, what do I think is more likely to happen? Hard to tell at this point. I don't like making too brasher predictions on Bitcoin, especially when the market looks so volatile at the moment. It's really hard to tell which way this is going to break. What I can do is highlight some indicators that draw my attention. Now, first of all, we have the stochastic RSI here. Now, I always pay attention to the stochastic RSI where we see the bullish crossover there from the low zone, and we do see that. See, the blue is the leading indicator here. The blue is the leading line on the indicator, and you can see that has crossed back above the orange, and that tends to be reflected by a positive move. As you can see, we had a positive cross there, and it dithered for a little while and then finally spiked. And we had a positive crossover here, and again you can see we had a little bit of a run from the bottom of that peak to the top of that peak. So something to be aware of, that we've seen a bullish cross. However, something that I need to make you aware of equally is that bullish cross on the stochastic RSI can just as quickly dump and turn back down. And when it does cross bearish in this bearish zone down here, underneath the 20 mark, we tend to see big falls. When it crosses bearish in the bearish zone, you do often see big falls. So just be aware of that. But that indicator at the moment is looking like perhaps we are seeing this channel develop, and perhaps we're about to see a nice strong bounce off the support of this channel. Just a feeling I've got. It's worth looking into. If we were to bounce, and there is a resistance zone here that we would have to break to test the top end of that channel, and it's, in this area. We could probably put the line in there. We've got a couple of wicks above it, but I think it's pretty safe to say that we could put it in about there. And that's at the 5 level here on the XBT USD chart. So. And also, it would look something like perhaps like a bull flag, a bit of an elongated bull flag, I must say. I don't like the flag itself being longer than the handle, longer than the pole, but that doesn't mean to say that it wouldn't break out. Now, if we were to push up, break past this 5 level, in all honesty, I think that we would be looking to test up here in the 6.3, 6.4 range. You can see that this 5 level was previously, for a very short period here, support before we dropped off further. And yeah, it's been tested as resistance a couple of times along this potential pattern that's playing out now. So a breakthrough there, and we look bullish towards the top of this channel, in my opinion, of course. A breakdown through this channel now, and as we've just seen from our measurement, we could be potentially looking at for the pattern to complete, we'd be looking at a target down here towards the 4,000 area. But of course, like I said, that measurement technique is only relevant once you've seen breakout. It's almost just an estimation. It's a guesstimation. We're doing the best with what the charts provide us with. Always remember that, guys. Okay, so off Bitcoin now and onto a community request. I was asked to have a quick look by one of our community members at Mana, which actually hadn't jumped to my attention before it was raised to me, and I must say, really liking a potential setup here for Mana. You guys obviously are welcome to make your own judgments on what you think, but what I'm seeing looks reasonably nice for a trade. I may look at this in the next few days if I can find a nice entry point. Now, what am I seeing? Okay, so, well, I think it's pretty apparent, isn't it? We've got this horizontal line in here reflecting our support, and, yeah, we seem to be bouncing off it as we have done once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and we're here on the 5th time. So, yeah, it looks nice. We seem to look like we're going to have a recovery from the low RSI zones, and again, we've got that bullish cross on the stochastic RSI. Thanks for pointing this out to Kukla in the community. Really nice to have a look at this. And just to let you know, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this for potential play in the next few days. Because if we see this start to jump off this support line here, this horizontal, I can see this being a nice play for a couple of weeks. This is no potential 4 or 5 hour trade. As you can see, when we've bounced and positively pushed up from this line, it's been nice for quite a period of time. So worth keeping an eye on Mana. If the market and BTC stays steady, then potentially we've got some action here. Finally, we're going to have a look at the DGTX chart, DGTX futures. Now, lots of you guys in the group are, and I imagine many of you out there on YouTube are already aware that we had the drop after they announced that they were going to have to delay the platform, and as you can see, there it is, pretty horrendous drop, but as is the state of the market, it's going to react to news that's that bad. Now, I'm just curious to keep an eye on it at the moment, because today they've just announced that they basically, they couldn't release the platform because there were problems with the coding, it wasn't right, it had this huge dump when they delayed, and now we're in a position where they are looking to try and essentially reignite the business, get a new developer on board for the exchange, to build the exchange. And yeah, so let's have a look and see if we can determine what's going on with these guys from the price action. Well, as many of you know within the group, we did actually call a sell point for DGTX, and it was up here where this red horizontal line is. Now, I want to say that it was a great piece of TA, and it wasn't. I've got to admit, there is some TA elements involved in it. In that, I did notice that we had this bearish RSI divergence here, where you've got the price forming higher highs, but the RSI getting lower on the highs. Now that is a bearish price RSI divergence, well worth looking for, because when you do fail on these divergence, you can have big drop-off. So I was, drawn to it by that, but also I was made aware by someone in another Telegram group that a large wallet holder had sent a large quantity to the exchange. Now this piqued my interest because they were approaching the apparent release date for the exchange. Everything looked rosy, and I'm thinking, why is someone moving? I think we worked it out, and it was a few $100,000 worth of the token. So, not huge stuff, but it just didn't sit nicely with me. I'm thinking, why would someone who's holding that much of this token, why would they be selling right now? So I jumped out personally. I let people in the group know that I was jumping out, and you can see subsequently we've had this fall. I had no idea it was going to be anything of this proportion, so I'm not going to say call of the year, because it's just not. This dump off just wasn't anticipated. I thought that there was something that was brewing, but I did not for a second think that it was going to be the exchange launch being delayed. Anyway, past that, so let's have a look at what's going on a bit more recently. If we move on to the 4-hour chart, might give us a little bit of an indication. Now, so you can see we've had the big dump, and we've had a couple of little pumps and stuff. I personally, there are going to be a few, this first spike, there's a few people out there within the DGTX community who wanted to accumulate more on the dip. Makes sense, right? So I'm sure some of those buys in there are those folks. I also think that a lot of traders would have seen this as a good trading opportunity on the bounce because of hype and stuff like that. You think, well, it's dropped off 80-odd%. There's probably a trade in there, and that's probably why we saw it drop back down, seeing traders take profit. Now, why am I looking at this again today? Well, because the CEO, Adam, has just completed a Ask Me Anything online live. Watched that, tuned in for some of it. I did hop over to a different one afterwards. More on that in a second. But, yeah, well, listen, I'm not here to give you my opinion. That's just not... I'm not a shill, I'm not opinionated. What they've announced is that basically, Adam, the CEO, is saying that the company that were doing the developments before essentially couldn't deliver the product that he wanted, that he wasn't made aware of the issues until too late. Yeah, okay, I don't know if you folks out there have read the Medium article from Spotware, I think it's Spotware, their response to Adam's initial allegations that they couldn't deliver. They came out quite brash and on the offensive, saying, no, hold on a minute, this isn't our fault. Adam gave us unfair expectations. We never anticipated a launch date of that soon, this, that, and the other. And it looked quite bad for a moment. I've got to say, just from being within the communities, I think that there are a lot of this Ask Me Anything from today. And now you can see here, down there, DGTX Future, it lists reputed smart contract audit firm SmartDec to ease investor concerns. Now, from what I've seen in the communities, in general, that seems to have been the effect. Probably not on a wider scale. I think that a lot of the crypto community in general will be very wary of this project at the moment because of what's been going on. But the core investors and the DGTX enthusiasts, if you like, they seem to be quite buoyed by this news. So go and do a little bit of your own research, guys. See what you think. And just to underline that a little bit. This is the SmartDec website, who are the new company, the new development team. Who Adam is actually saying that SmartDec contacted DGTX, which is quite an interesting turn there, because if they come out and said, "Oh, listen, we've gone and employed the services of someone else, and we've just gone on to the next team," then I'd be saying, well, okay, but you could just jump from dev team to dev team till this project finally burns, right? Or you run out of money. But what he's saying in this Ask Me Anything is that he was going to set up a new dev team, and actually SmartDec approached them and said, "Let us build the exchange for you." So that's quite positive, I guess, right? Anyway, I just wanted to scroll down to the bottom here and show you some of their partners and clients, and you can see we've got people like PundyX in here, Genesis Vision, Infinito Wallet. So there are names on here that we recognise if you're in the crypto space. But of course, this is what we've come here for. You can now see that DGTX is listed under partners and clients. So, let's see what happens for DGTX futures. Again, I'm not going to give you my opinion because I'm not here to shill or fud or anything like that. I'm just giving you guys the facts, letting you deduce whatever you choose to deduce from it. Go and do your own research. Decide what you want out of what I'm delivering to you. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at today's next subject that I wanted to cover. Now, we've been discussing this project now in the Telegram group for some time, and it's just been launched on Binance and several exchanges over the last couple of weeks. For those in the group, you already know I'm talking about Cosmos Atom token. Now, I've been watching Cosmos for a long time. I wanted to get in on the early days. I didn't get the chance to, unfortunately. Never really saw the right opportunity to buy, and it's kind of passed me by a little bit. But we have been monitoring it. I've been giving updates to the team, to the guys in the group and stuff, and saying my opinion in there regarding this project. Now, there are the projects that really excite me are few and far between. It really takes something for me to really have my ears prick up and say, "Oh, this one, really entices me." Cosmos Atom was one of the ones that did. And it was the words they were using, the technology that they're saying that they're developing to solve their problems, and the fact that they seem to be delivering their product as well, which is another big bonus, of course. So Cosmos Atom, what are they looking to do? Well, essentially they're looking to improve scalability, interoperability, and usability of blockchains. They are saying that, and this is how it is. The blockchains are completely scattered at the moment. They're separate, and they want to link them. They want to have them working together. And let's just read this out quickly, and then I'll, as always, put the links in the description so you guys can come and do your own research. Strictly speaking, Cosmos is a decentralized network of independent parallel blockchains, each powered by BFT consensus algorithms like Tendermint consensus. In other words, Cosmos is an ecosystem of blockchains that can scale and interoperate with each other. Before, Cosmos blockchains were siloed and unable to communicate with each other. They were hard to build and could only handle a small amount of transactions per second. Cosmos solves these problems with a new technical vision. In order to understand this vision, we need to go back to the fundamentals of blockchain technology. You can lead on there from yourself. Come and do your own research on this project, guys. Leave me a little message there in the comment section if that's the sort of thing you want to do, or come and join the group and talk to us in there. Let me know what you think of Cosmos Atom. And let's have a quick look at the chart, and you can see this is the daily chart here over on, if you haven't seen this platform before, this is charts.cointrader.pro. Really like using it. Doesn't seem to update as quick as TradingView, but it does give you access to some histories that you won't see. You can get this now on TradingView because it's on Binance, but for pre-Binance history, you need to come over to this platform here. And you can see this was, I think, launch date on Binance, and you can see we had this big sort of hype run up, and then we've had the normal Binance dump. But what we can see is that the price is staying pretty stable since that dump, so looking interesting. Be really cool to see where this one goes in the future. Really interesting technology, and potentially could be one of the big winners in the next bull market. Who knows? Let's have a quick look at the market in general next. So, as of right now, we are seeing green in the market with that Bitcoin bump that we've had, 1.59% up on the day, and of course that has rolled over to all majority of the altcoins, of course, and seeing a little bit of green in the market. There's a little bit of red here and there. IOTA's pulled back a little bit today after its run up yesterday. The announcement of the Jaguar Land Rover deal, of course, seemed to be the thing that buoyed that push. But yeah, it's nice to see a bit of green on the market there at the moment. Bitcoin dominance quite high today, 54.6%. Often a sign that a Bitcoin move is coming when we see the Bitcoin dominance increasing. 55 to 56% is a little bit more of a red flag level for me, so I'm not too worried about it right now. Let's have a look at the gainers and losers on the day and see if we've got anything particularly significant. If you're new here, I tend to just skip over anything really with under 1 million volume, and even 1.5 million volume isn't that exciting. But we've got the stock, if that's how it's pronounced, moving 30% on 1.5. Swiftcoin on 5.6 million, Edgecare 17 on 2.3. Matic Network is probably the most notable gainer on the day with 15.76% gains off 23 million. I believe, if memory serves me correct, Matic is the most recent IEO of Binance, so interesting to see that pushing up, and I'm sure there are some people who were lucky enough to win that Binance lottery and get some Matic Network token who are happy to see that going up today. What about on the red side? Well, we've got BitX Global XBX coin coming down 26% on 1.5. Win token 3.2 and 17.7% up. Of course, DGTX futures showing pullback at the moment at minus 14.7% on 3.7 million volume. But let's be honest, a couple of days ago, this was much grimmer reading for DGTX. 1 million volume on Platon coin, down 12%. I need to do some research into this Play coin. These two always seem to move together. It can't just be a coincidence. They have the exact same volume. If anyone knows the answer to that, just drop it in the description. I'll go and do my own research, of course. But you never see them apart from each other on here. So probably something there for QRC and ERC. So I guess it's just perhaps the token issued on different blockchains. 1.44 million, 9% all on this coin. So, we've got nothing hugely stand out apart from Matic Network today. I think that's generally to be expected when it's hard to tell which way Bitcoin's going to go. We know the altcoins suffer when Bitcoin's volatile. We prefer Bitcoin to be a little bit more steady, and then you see the money from Bitcoin start to spread back into the rest of the altcoin market. Okay, I think that's the coin market cap for the day pretty well covered. I've got two little news stories I just want to quickly cover before I wrap this video up. First of all, always try and cover a bullish adoption story, and I like this one today. 11% of Americans own Bitcoin. Now, yeah, it's probably another one of those stats that could just, be made up of, if we don't know what the data pool is, it's done by venture capital firm Blockchain Capital. So, it's really nice to see. It's good to see that we've got rates of ownership increasing. That's really nice. So, and especially when you see here, the majority of the ownership is within the younger generation. And now I'm not saying that that's a big advantage, for example, but what I would say is that it gives you the indication that it is the younger people who are seeing who are more... what am I looking for? More inclined to get involved in a new technology earlier on, and it's good to see that that's still diversified across the age range at all. I think I would be more concerned if this was 30%, for example, and you just had just 2% spread across these three age brackets. Spread across those three. So it's good to see that that we've got a spread of age groups here, and I think. I certainly promote this within my own group, but diversification is how things succeed. I'm welcome to anyone joining my group, age, race, anything, come and get involved. I've got space for all opinions. I don't stand for anyone being disrespectful for each other, but that's just the way that I like my group to be. But space for all respectful opinions. And I think that can slightly transfer over, but there's space for all to be involved in Bitcoin, and I'm glad to see that we are seeing this this diversification. But I'm also not surprised to see that it's more heavily weighted towards the younger generation. And finally today we're going to have a look at something a little bit more worrying, and well, truthfully, cryptocurrency YouTubers and enthusiasts have been looking at this story now for 2 years, possibly more, looking at Tether, saying, oh, what's going to happen with this when it sort of blows up? Is it going to blow up? Is there fraud going on? What are the ties with crypto capital? Essentially, are all their funds back? Now, up till December, it was made pretty clear in Tether's I can't remember if it was in the white paper on the website, but that Tether itself was 100% backed by fiat USD reserves or equivalents. What they were saying was that for every one Tether that was out there, they owned a $1 equivalent that could then be settled. We've seen all sorts of acquisitions over the last 6 months, 12 months of insolvency, this, that, and the other. And we seem to be coming to another peak of this story yet again. I think it's one of the... I can't think of the group off the top of my head. But one of the US agencies is looking to go legal on this now. They have... I don't know... taken some of the funds from Tether, or it's all a bit messy. People have become aware that Tether have changed their website to say that now, it's the equivalents backed by equivalents. They've then come out today and developed on that by saying that it's only 74% backed by fiat currency or equivalents. Okay. Here we go, look. At the time of writing, 74% of Tether's reserves had USD and equivalent backing. As it says, the figure falls short of the previous promises given by the Tether executives. The questions that we've got now that develop from this is, what about the other 26%? Because if this is credit-backed currency, are they any different from a central bank? Should they be allowed... Let me know your opinions on this. Should Tether, be allowed to mint new currency if it's credit backed? This is one of the things that we're trying to get away from, by going over to cryptocurrency and moving on to this new potential financial age. Do you think this could be something that takes Bitcoin down? Are we going to see Bitcoin back at 3K or lower because of this? Let me know. Anyway, guys, if you made it all the way to the end now, you're an absolute hero. I don't think I could hear myself for 28 minutes. But thank you very much. Come and get involved in Telegram if you'd like to. Give me a like and a sub. That would be really great. It'll help you guys get the content that you want to hear, and it's going to help me promote my channel. So it's a win-win for both of us. Anyway, guys, until next time, bye.